Chapter 4 Animal Kingdom. When you look around, you will observe different animals with different structures and forms. As over a million species of animals have been described till now, the need for classification becomes all the more important. A classification also helps in assigning a systematic position to newly described species. 4.1 Basis of classification. In spite of differences in structure and form of different animals, there are fundamental features common to various individuals in relation to the arrangement of cells, body symmetry, nature of coelom, patterns of digestive, circulatory, or reproductive systems. These features are used as the basis of animal classification, and some of them are discussed here. Levels of organization. Though all members of Animalia are multicellular, all of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. For example, in sponges, the cells are arranged as loose cell aggregates, that is, they exhibit cellular level of organization. Some division of labor activities occur among the cells. In coelentrates, the arrangement of cells is more complex. Here the cells performing the same function are arranged into tissues, hence is called tissue level of organization. A still higher level of organization, that is organ level, is exhibited by members of Platyhelminthes. Another higher phyla where tissues are grouped together to form organs, each specialized for a particular function. In animals like annelids, arthropods, mollusks, echinoderms and chordates, organs have associated to form functional systems. Each system concerned with a specific physiological function. This pattern is called organ system. Level of organization. Organ systems in different groups of animals exhibit various patterns of complexities. For example, the digestive system in Platyhelminthes has only a single opening to the outside of the body that serves as both mouth and anus and is called incomplete. A complete digestive system has two openings, mouth and anus. Similarly, the circulatory system may be of two types. First, open type, in which the blood is pumped out of the heart and the cells and tissues are directly bathed in it, and second, closed type, in which the blood is circulated through a series of vessels of varying diameters, arteries, veins, and capillaries. Symmetry. Animals can be characterized on the basis of their symmetry. Sponges are mostly asymmetrical, that is, any plane that passes through the center doesn't divide them into equal halves. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves, it is called radial symmetry. Coelentrates, ctenophores, and echinoderms have this kind of body plan. Animals like annelids, arthropods, etc., where the body can be divided into identical left and right halves in only one plane, exhibit bilateral symmetry. Here we see in figure 4.1 radial symmetry, and the other one is bilateral symmetry. Diploblastic and triploblastic organization. Animals in which the cells are arranged in two embryonic layers, an external ectoderm and an internal endoderm, are called diploblastic animals. For example, coelentrates. An undifferentiated layer, mesoglea, is present in between the ectoderm and the endoderm. These animals in which the developing embryo has a third germinal layer, mesoderm, in between the ectoderm and endoderm are called triploblastic animals, Platyhelminthes to chordates. Here we see the germinal layers. First of is E diploblastic, having ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoglea, and the other one is triploblastic, that has also a mesoderm with ectoderm and endoderm. Coelom. Presence or absence of a cavity between the body wall and the gut wall is very important in classification. The body cavity which is lined by mesoderm is called coelom. Animals possessing coelom are called coelomates. For example, annelids, mollusks, arthropods, echinoderms, hemichordates, and chordates. In some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present as scattered pouches in between the ectoderm and endoderm. Such a body cavity is called pseudocoelom, and the animals possessing them are called pseudocoelomates. For example, Aschelminthes. The animals in which the body cavity is absent are called acoelomates, for example, Platyhelminthes. In figure 4.3, diagrammatic sectional view of A. Coelomate, B. Pseudocoelomate, C. Acoelomate. Segmentation. In some animals, the body is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of at least some organs. For example, in earthworm, the body shows this pattern called metameric segmentation, and the phenomena is known as metamerism. Notochord. Notochord is a mesodermally derived rod-like structure formed on the dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. Animals with notochord are called chordates, and those animals which do not form this structure are called non-chordates. For example, porifera to echinoderms. Classification of animals. The broad classification of Animalia based on common fundamental features as mentioned in the preceding sections is given in figure 4.4. Here we can see broad classification of them. First, the kingdom is Animalia, multicellular levels of organization, cellular level or tissue or organ system. Symmetry are of three types, mostly asymmetrical, the cellular ones, then radial, then bilateral. Body cavity, coelom is asymmetrical ones are acoelomates. The phylum is Porifera. The radials are acoelomate, Coelenterata, also known as Cnidaria, and Ctenophora. The bilateral ones are without body cavity, acoelomates in which Platyhelminthes is present. With false coelom, pseudocoelomates, Aschelminthes. With true coelomates are Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and Chordata. Echinodermata exhibits radial or bilateral symmetry depending on the stage. The young ones show bilateral symmetry and the adult ones show radial symmetry. So the first phylum is phylum Porifera. Members of this phylum are commonly known as sponges. They are generally marine and mostly asymmetrical animals. These are primitive multicellular animals and have cellular level of organization. Sponges have a water transport or canal system. Water enters through minute pores, ostia in the body wall, into a central cavity. Spongocele, from where it goes out through the osculum. This pathway of water transport is helpful in food gathering, respiratory exchange, and removal of waste. Choanocytes or collar cells line the spongocele and the canals. Digestion is intracellular. The body is supported by a skeleton made up of spicules or spongin fibers. Sexes are not separate, hermaphrodite. For example, eggs and sperms are produced by the same individual. Sponges reproduce asexually by fragmentation and sexually by formation of gametes. Fertilization is internal and development is indirect, having a larval stage which is morphologically distinct from the adult. The examples are Sycon, Sypha, Spongilla, freshwater sponge, and Euspongia, bath sponge. Here we can see the diagrams of them. The first one is A, Sycon, also known as Scypha. B is Euspongia, the bath sponge, and the other one is Spongilla, freshwater sponge. Now phylum Coelenterata, also known as Cnidaria. They are aquatic aquatic, mostly marine, sessile or free swimming. Radially symmetrical animals. The name Cnidaria is derived from the cnidoblast or cnidocytes which contain the stinging capsules or nematocyte present on the tentacles and the body. Cnidoblasts are used for anchorage, defense, and for the capture of prey. Cnidarians exhibit tissue level of organization and are diploblastic. They have a central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening mouth on hypostome. Digestion is extracellular and intracellular. Some of the cnidarians, for example, corals, have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Cnidarians exhibit two basic body forms called polyp and medusa. The former is a sessile and cylindrical form like hydra, adamsia, etc., whereas the latter is umbrella shaped and free swimming like aurelia or jellyfish. Those cnidarians which exist in both forms exhibit alternation of generation, metagenesis. For example, polyps produce medusae asexually and medusae form the polyps sexually. For example, obelia. Examples are Physalia, Portuguese man of war, Adamsia, sea anemone, Penatula, sea pen, Gorgonia, sea fan, and Meandrina, brain coral. Examples of Coelenterata indicating outline of their body form. The first one is Aurelia, Medusa. The second one is Adamsia, that is a polyp. Diagrammatic view of cnidoblast. Here we can see in figure 4.7. Now phylum Ctenophora. Ctenophores, commonly known as sea walnuts or comb jellies, are exclusively marine, radially symmetrical, diploblastic organisms with tissue level of organization. The body bears 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates which help in locomotion. Digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. Bioluminescence, the property of a living organism to emit light, is well marked in ctenophores. Sexes are not separate. Reproduction takes place only by sexual means. Fertilization is external with indirect development. Examples are Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana. Here is a diagram of example of Ctenophora, that is Pleurobrachia. Phylum Platyhelminthes. They have dorso-ventrally flattened body, hence are called flatworms. These are mostly endoparasites found in animals including human beings. Flatworms are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and us-glutamate animals with organ level of organization. Hooks and suckers are present in the parasitic forms. Some of them absorb nutrients from the host directly from their body surface. Specialized cells called flame cells helps in osmoregulation and excretion. Sexes are not separate. Fertilization is internal and development is through many larval stages. Some members like planaria possess high regeneration capacity. Examples: Taenia, tapeworm, Fasciola, liver fluke. Examples of platyhelminthes: the first one is tapeworm A, also known as Taenia, and the other one is liver fluke, Fasciola. Phylum Aschelminthes. The body of the Aschelminthes is circular in cross section, hence the name roundworms. They may be free living, aquatic and terrestrial, or parasitic in plants and animals. Roundworms have organ system level of body organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and pseudocoelomate animals. Alimentary canal is complete with a well developed muscular pharynx. An excretory tube removes body waste from the body cavity through the excretory pore. Sexes are separate and dioecious, that is, males and females are distinct. Often females are longer than males. Fertilization is internal and development may be direct. The young ones resemble the adult or indirect. Examples: Ascaris, roundworm, Vaucheria, Filaria worm, and Cyclostoma hookworm. Here 4.10 example of Ascalmenthes roundworm, the male and the female one is long. Phylum Annelida. They may be aquatic, marine and freshwater, or terrestrial, free living and sometimes parasitic. They exhibit organ system level of body organization and bilateral symmetry. They are triploblastic, metamerically segmented and coelomate animals. Their body surface is distinctly marked out into segments or metamers, and hence the phylum name Annelida, Latin annulus, little ring. They possess longitudinal and circular muscles which help in locomotion. Aquatic annelids like Nereis possess lateral appendages, parapodia, which help in swimming. A closed circulatory system is present. Nephridia, singular nephridium, help in osmoregulation and excretion. Neural system consists of paired ganglia, singular ganglion, connected by lateral nerves to a double ventral nerve cord. Nereis, an aquatic form, is dioecious, but earthworms and leeches are monoecious. Reproduction is sexual. For example, Nereis, Paratima, earthworm, and Herodenaria, blood-sucking leech. Examples of Annelida are: the first one is Nereis, and the other one is Herodenaria, blood-sucking leech. Phylum Arthropoda. This is the largest phylum of animals, which include insects. Over two-thirds of all named species on Earth are arthropods. They have organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, segmented, and coelomate animals. The body of arthropods is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. The body consists of head, thorax, and abdomen. They have jointed appendages, arthros joint, poda appendages. Respiratory organs are gills, book lungs, or tracheal system. Circulatory system is often type. Sensory organs like antenna, eyes, compound and simple, statocyst or balancing organs are present. Excretion takes place through Malpighian tubules. They are mostly dioecious. Fertilization is usually internal. They are mostly oviparous. Development may be direct or indirect. Examples: economically important insects: apis, honeybee, bombyx, silkworm, laxifer, lag insect. Vectors: Anopheles, Culex, and Aedes, mosquitoes, gregarious pest, locust, living fossil, limulus, king crab. So here are some examples of arthropoda. The first one is locust, the B is butterfly, C is scorpion, and D is prawn. Then phylum Mollusca. This is the second largest animal phylum. Mollusks are terrestrial or aquatic, marine or freshwater, having an organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, and coelomate animals. Body is covered by a calcareous shell and is unsegmented with a distinct head, muscular foot, and visceral hump. A soft and spongy layer of skin forms a mantle over the visceral hump. The space between the hump and the mantle is called the mantle cavity, in which feather-like gills are present. They have respiratory and excretory functions. The anterior head region has sensory tentacles. The mouth contains a file-like rasping organ for feeding called radula. They are usually dioecious and oviparous with indirect development. Examples: phyla, apple snail, pinctada, paloister, sepia, cuttlefish, loligo, squid, octopus, devilfish, aplysia, sea hare, dentalium, tusk shell, and Chaetopleura chiton. Examples of mollusca are: the first one is A, phyla, and the B is octopus. Then phylum Echinodermata. These animals have an endoskeleton of calcareous ossicles, and hence the name Echinodermata, spiny bodied. All are marine with organ system level of organization. The adult echinoderms are radially symmetrical, but larvae are bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic and coelomate animals. Digestive system is complete with mouth on the lower ventral side and anus on the upper dorsal side. The most distinctive feature of echinoderms is the presence of water vascular system, which helps in locomotion, capture and transport of food, and respiration. An excretory system is absent, sexes are separate, reproduction is sexual, fertilization is usually external, development is indirect with free swimming larvae. Examples: Asterias, starfish; Echinus, sea urchin; Antedon, sea lily; Cucumeria, sea cucumber; Nophiura, brittle star. Examples of Echinodermata are A. Asterias, B. Ophiura. Phylum Hemichordata. Hemichordata was earlier considered as a subphylum under phylum Chordata, but now it is placed as a separate phylum under non-Chordata. Hemichordates have a rudimentary structure in the collar region called stomochord, a structure similar to notochord. This phylum consists of a small group of worm-like marine animals with the organ system of level organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and coelomate animals. The body is cylindrical and is composed of an anterior proboscis, a collar and a long trunk. Circulatory system is of open type. Respiration takes place through gills. Excretory organ is proboscis gland. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. Development is indirect. Examples: Balanoglossus and Saccoglossus. Figure 4.15. Balanoglossus having a proboscis, collar and a trunk. Phylum Chordata. Animals belonging to phylum Chordata are fundamentally characterized by the presence of a notochord, a dorsal hollow nerve cord, and paired pharyngeal gill sets. These are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomate with organ system level of organization. They possess a post-anal tail and a closed circulatory system. Here is the diagram of them. Chordata characteristics: having a nerve cord and a notochord, gill slits, post-anal tail part. Here now is comparison of chordates and non-chordates. So in chordates, notochord is present. Now in non-chordates, notochord is absent. Central nervous system is dorsal, hollow and single. In chordates, central nervous system is ventral, solid and double in non-chordates. Pharynx perforated by gill slits in chordates. Gill slits are absent in non-chordates. Heart is ventral in chordates. Heart is dorsal if present in non-chordates. A post-anal part, tail is present in chordates. The post-anal tail is absent in non-chordates. Phylum Chordata is divided into three subphyla: Urochordata or Tunicata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. Subphyla Urochordata and Cephalochordata are often referred to as protochordates and are exclusively marine. In Urochordata, notochord is present only in larval tail, while in Cephalochordata, it extends from head to tail region and is persistent throughout their life. Examples of Urochordata are Acidia, Salpa, Doliolum, Cephalochordata, Branchiostoma, Amphioxus or lancelet. Here is a diagram of Acidia. This is a Urochordata. The members of subphylum Vertebrata possess notochord during the embryonic period. The notochord is replaced by a cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in the adult. Thus all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Beside the basic coded characters, vertebrates have a ventral muscular heart with 2, 3 or 4 chambers, kidneys for excretion and osmoregulation, and paired appendages which may be fins or limbs. The subphylum Vertebrata is further divided as follows. So here is a division. Agnatha, which lacks jaw, which has class Cyclostomata. Gnathostomata bears jaw, which is divided into superclass Pisces bears fins, and Tetrapoda bear limbs. Pisces class have Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes, and Tetrapoda have class Amphibia, Reptilia, apes and mammals. So here is the first class of Agnatha, Cyclostomata. All living members of Cyclostomata are ectoparasites on some fishes. They have an elongated body bearing 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits for respiration. Cyclostomes have a sucking and circular mouth without jaws. Their body is devoid of scales and paired fins. Cranium and vertebral column are cartilaginous. Circulation is of closed type. Cyclostomes are marine but migrate for spawning to fresh water. After spawning, within a few days, they die. Their larvae, after metamorphosis, return to the ocean. Examples: Petromyzone, lamprey, and myxine hagfish. So in figure 4.18, a jawless vertebrate, Petromyzone. Class Chondrichthyes. They are marine animals with streamlined body and have cartilaginous endoskeleton. Mouth is located ventrally. Notochord is persistent throughout life. Gill slits are separate and without operculum gill cover. The skin is tough, containing minute placoid scales. These are modified placoid scales which are backwardly directed. Their jaws are very powerful. These animals are predaceous due to the absence of air bladder. They have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. Some of them have electric organs, for example torpedo, and some possess poison sting, trigon. They are cold-blooded poikilothermous animals, that is, they lack the capacity to regulate their body temperature. Sexes are separate. In males, pelvic fins bear claspers. They have internal fertilization and many of them are viviparous. Examples: Scoliodon dogfish, Pristis sawfish, Carcharodon great white shark, Trigon stingray. So example of cartilaginous fishes are first one is Scoliodon and the second one is Pristis. Class Osteichthyes. It includes both marine and freshwater fishes with bony endoskeleton. Their body is streamlined, mouth is mostly terminal. They have 4 pairs of gills which are covered by an operculum on each side. Skin is covered with cycloid ctenoid scales. Air bladder is present which regulates buoyancy. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. They are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is usually external. They are mostly oviparous and development is direct. Examples: marine, Exocetus, flying fish, hippocampus, seahorse; freshwater, labio rohu, cutla, clarias, magar; aquarium, betta fighting fish; pterophyllum, angelfish. So here are some examples of bony fishes. The first one is hippocampus, also known as seahorse. The other one is catla. Now class amphibia. As the name indicates, amphi means dual, bios means life. Amphibians can live in aquatic as well as terrestrial habitats. Most of them have 2 pairs of limbs. Body is divisible into head and trunk. tail may be present in some. The amphibian skin is moist without scales. The eyes have eyelids. A tympanum represents the ear. Alimentary canal, urinary and reproductive tracts open into a common chamber called cloaca, which opens to the exterior. Respiration is by gills, lungs, and through skin. The heart is three chambered, two auricles, and one ventricle. These are cold blooded animals, sexes are separate. Fertilization is external, they are oviparous, and development is indirect. Examples are buffo, toad, rana, frog, hyla, tree frog, salamander, ichthyopus, limbless amphibia. Here are some examples of amphibia. The first one is salamandra, the other one is rana. Class Reptilia. The class name refers to their creeping or crawling mode of locomotion. Latin repere or reptum, to creep or crawl. They are mostly terrestrial animals and their body is covered by dry and cornified skin. Epidermal scales or scutes, they do not have external ear openings. Tympanum represents ear. Limbs, when present, are two pairs. Heart is usually three chambered but four chambered in crocodiles. Reptiles are poikilotherms. Snakes and lizards shed their scales as skin cast. Sexes are separate, fertilization is internal, they are oviparous, and development is indirect. Examples are chelone, turtle, testudo, tortoise, chameleon, tree lizard, calotes, garden lizard, crocodilus, crocodile, alligator, hemidactylus, wall lizard, poisonous snakes, naja, cobra, bangarus, crate, vipera, viper. Here are some examples. The first one is chameleon, the other is crocodilus, C is chelone, and D is naja. Class aves. The characteristic features of aves birds are the presence of feathers, and most of them can fly, except flightless birds, for example ostrich. They possess beak, the forelimbs are modified into wings, the hind limbs generally have scales and modified for walking, swimming, or clasping the tree branches. The skin is dry without gland except the oil gland at the base of the tail. Endoskeleton is fully ossified, bony, and the long bones are hollow with ear cavities, pneumatic. The digestive tract of birds has additional chambers. The crop and gizzard. Heart is completely four-chambered. They are warm-blooded homeothermous animals. For example, that is, they are able to maintain a constant body temperature. Respiration is by lungs. Ear sacs connected to lungs supplement respiration. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. Examples: corvus crow, columba pigeon, Cetacula parrot, Struthia ostrich, pavo peacock, Aptenoides penguin, Neophron vulture. Some birds. First one is Neophron, B is Struthio, C is Cetacula, D is pavo. Class Mammalia. They are found in a variety of habitats: polar ice caves, deserts, mountains, forests, grassland, and dark caves. Some of them have adapted to fly or live in water. The most unique mammalian characteristic is by the presence of milk producing glands, mammary glands by which the young ones are nourished. They have two pairs of limbs adapted for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming, or flying. The skin of mammals is unique in possessing hair. External ears or pinnae are present. Different types of teeth are present in the jaw. Heart is four-chambered. They are homeothermous. Respiration is by lungs. Sexes are separate and fertilization is internal. They are viviparous with few exceptions and development is direct. Examples: Oviparous, Ornithorhynchus, Platypus, Viviparous, Macropus, Kangaroo, Pteropus, Flying Fox, Camelus, Camel, Macaca, Monkey, Ratus, Rat, Canis, Dog, Felis, Cat, Elephas, Elephant, Icus, Horse, Delphinus, Common Dolphin, Balonoptera, Blue Whale, Panthera tigris, Tiger, Panthera leo, Lion. Here are the some mammals. The first one is Ornithorhynchus, that is platypus. The B one is Macropus, kangaroo. C is pteropus, bat, Balonoptera, blue whale. Now here is the table. Salient features of different phyla in the animal kingdom. So we are just one line. Porifera, cellular, various type of symmetry, coelom is absent, segmentation absent, digestive system absent, circulatory system is absent, respiratory system absent, body with pores and canals and walls. Cnidaria or Coelenterata, tissue level organization, radial symmetry, coelom absent, segmentation absent, incomplete digestive system, circulatory system is absent, respiratory system is absent. Distinctive features are cnidoblasts present, ctenophora, tissue level organization, radial symmetry, coelom is absent, segmentation absent, digestive system is incomplete, circulatory and respiratory system are absent, plates for locomotion. Platyhelminthes, organ and organ system level organization, symmetry is bilateral, acylomate, segmentation is absent, digestive system is incomplete, circulatory system and respiratory system are absent. Specific features are flat bodies and suckers. Escalmenthes, organ system level organization, bilateral symmetry, pseudocoelomate, segmentation is absent and digestive system is complete, circulatory and respiratory system are absent. Specific features are often worm shaped, elongated. Annelida, organ system level organization, bilateral symmetry, coelomate, segmentation is present. The first one is Annelida, in which segmentation is present. Then digestive system is complete, circulatory system is present, respiratory system is absent. Specific features are body segmentation like rings. Arthropoda, organ system level organization, bilateral symmetry, coelomate, and segmentation is present. Digestion is complete, circulatory and respiratory system are present. Exoskeleton of cuticle jointed appendages as a specific feature. Mollusca, organ system level organization, bilateral symmetry, coelomate, segmentation absent, digestion is complete, both circulatory and respiratory system are present. Specific feature are external skeleton of shell usually present. Echinodermata, organ system level organization, radial symmetry, coelomate, segmentation absent, digestion complete, circulatory system and respiratory system present. Specific feature, water vascular system and radial symmetry. Hemichordata, organ system level organization, bilateral symmetry, coelomate, segmentation is absent, digestion is complete, circulatory and respiratory system present, worm like proboscis and collar and trunk. A specific feature. Chordata, organ system level organization, bilateral symmetry, coelomate, segmentation is present, digestion is complete, circulatory and respiratory system are present. Specific feature, notochord, dorsal hollow nerve cord, gill slits with limbs or fins. Summary, the basic fundamental features such as level of organization, symmetry, cell organization, coelom, segmentation, notochord, etc. have enabled us to broadly classify the animal kingdom. Beside the fundamental features, there are many other distinctive features which are specific for each phyla or class. Porifera includes multicellular animals which exhibit cellular level of organization and have characteristic flagellated choanocytes. The coelentrates have tentacles and bear cnidoblasts. They are mostly aquatic, sessile or free-floating. The ctenophores are marine animals with complates. The platyhelminthes have flat body and exhibit bilateral symmetry. The parasitic forms show distinct suckers and hooks. Escalmenthes are pseudocoelomates and include parasitic as well as non-parasitic roundworms. Annelids are metamerically segmented animals with a true coelom. The arthropods are the most abundant group of animals characterized by the presence of jointed appendages. The mollusks have a soft body surrounded by an external calcareous shell. The body is covered with external skeleton made of chitin. The echinoderms possess a spiny skin. Their most distinctive feature is the presence of water vascular system. The hemichordates are a small group of worm-like marine animals. They have a cylindrical body with proboscis, collar and trunk. Phylum Chordata includes animals which possess a notochord either throughout or during early embryonic life. Other common features are observed in the chordates are the dorsal hollow nerve cord and paired pharyngeal gill slits. Some of the vertebrates do not possess jaws, agnatha, whereas most of them possess jaws, gnathostomata. Agnatha is represented by the class Cyclostomata. They are the most primitive chordates and are ectoparasites on fishes. Gnathostomata has two superclasses, Pisces and Tetrapoda. Classes Chondrichthyes and Ossicthyes bears fins for locomotion and are grouped under Pisces. The Chondrichthyes are fishes with cartilaginous endoskeleton and are marine. Classes Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia have two pairs of limbs and are thus grouped under Tetrapoda. The amphibians have adapted to live both on land and water. Reptiles are characterized by the presence of dry and cornified skin. Limbs are absent in skins. Snakes, fishes, amphibians, and reptiles are poikilothermous, cool-blooded. Aves are warm-blooded animals with feathers on bodies and forelimbs modified into wings for flying. Hind limbs are adaptive for walking, swimming, perching, or clasping. The unique features of mammals are the presence of mammary glands and hairs on the skin. They commonly exhibit viviparity. Thank you.